Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's so good to be here today with all of you. How's it going? All right. Okay. Yes. Thank you to Basha and Johanna for the jams this morning as we're coming in. It's the last session. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. I'm so glad you're here with me today. It sounds like some of you feel like, yeah, okay. Oh, I love that you love these sessions, Jose. Yes, I'm so sad, but I'm excited for all of you. That means you're getting closer to the end of the semester. How exciting. Um, Today we're gonna do a little bit of reflection on what we have learned over the last several weeks in Youth Champions. And then we're going to set some intentions as well for how you want to apply what you learn moving forward. But we're also going to celebrate a little bit today. Um, I love a good playlist and I need some music I need more music. I need some new jams in my life. And so I would love if you would help me build a Youth Champions cohort number 11 playlist in Spotify. So if you would put in a song that you are loving right now, or one that's been your theme song for this year, if you would put it in the chat when you're doing your workbook questions today, I'm going to build a playlist for this cohort in Spotify, and then I'm going to put it in the chat at the end of class so that we can stay connected even after we're done here today. Sound good? Okay, so put the songs in, put the songs in. Don't be shy. I'm learning. Oh, okay, here they come. Here they come. I want to learn some new music. Okay. Keep them coming, and you can like put them in the chat during the whole class. I'll keep adding them. Okay, cool. This will be really fun. I'm excited to learn some new music. Okay, and I know Johanna and Basha have some songs they're gonna add. I'll add a couple too. So we'll be working on that in the background today. So keep adding in the chat and we'll build this out. Okay. Let's check in. I'm curious to hear how all of you are feeling coming into this last class for Youth Champions today. Can I get like a thumbs up, thumbs down? Like, how you feeling? Sideways, two thumbs up from Jose. Thank you. Sherlyn, a thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, lots of thumbs up. Good, 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 good. Okay. Sideways, Jimmy, I see that. I recognize that. Okay, fair, 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 fair. Um, cool. Well, I don't want to say it's easy, but today is more low key and chill. We're not gonna like necessarily dive into anything new. We are gonna reflect on what we've learned and then set some intentions for moving forward. And I want to share a couple of things that I've taken away from Youth Champions and that I'm taking away from things I've learned from all of you over the last semester as well. So, Basha, do you have a few announcements? Sorry, I might have gotten ahead of myself. Do you have some announcements that you want to make before we dig in?
Yes, Megan, if you can give me a minute for the reminders for today. All right, thank you so much. Again, everyone, good morning and welcome to your last workshop for this semester. So, thank you so much for showing up today. Some few reminders please make sure to turn on your cameras so that attendance points will be recorded correctly. If you are having any technical issues or in the middle of any school commitments, please message YC staff Johanna so you can be marked excused today. And for all our alumni and student leaders, please put alumni or SL before your name. And for the rest of you, kindly use your full name as your display name in Zoom and so that we can mark your attendance correctly. So that would be all. Again, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you. Passing it back to Megan.
Okay, thanks, Basha. All right. Okay, so if we can get the slides going, we'll check in on last week. So last week was um well, last week or this week, I guess, depending on when you had your other YC, was about your natural strengths, Colby. And so we talked a lot about how do you understand and be aware of what your natural instincts are, right? We're all kind of born and raised with these natural instincts. And so we gravitate towards those things. And those are things that we can use to amplify and get better at out in the world and really help steer us in the right direction in terms of career, how we work with teams, how we work with our families. And then it can also help us recognize how to work with others. So maybe what things are we not as strong at? And so if we're building a team or working somebody with somebody else, where might there be differences or opportunities to collaborate so that we're stronger together? Um, and it was really focused on how do we take action. So, looking at do we need a lot of data in order to make a decision, or do we just sort of need a little bit and then we're learning along the way? And on the other hand, it's are we a big planner? Do we like to-do lists? Do we like a lot of structure? Or are we more of a go with the flow kind of person? On the other hand, it's like, are we more of a physical person and need to be building and touching and in real life, or are we more in our heads, imagining, or in the digital world? And so just recognizing and being aware of those is really helpful. I was using the example that um, this even shows up in my personal life for me. So, my husband and I are pretty much complete opposites in so many ways. He likes a lot of structure, he's very rigid. He was in the Navy for a long time, so that also kind of increased some of that structure and rigidity that he likes. He likes to be on time. He likes the bed made in the morning and he likes it made like crispy made. He likes to come home and have no dishes from my lunch on the counter in the kitchen. And I'm more of a go with the flow kind of person. So I I don't really mind if my bed's not made. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm okay with getting into like a little nest at night. Sometimes my dishes are out and I leave my dishes until the end of the day. And so I recognize that we are very different. And so we have to compromise, right, a little bit in some of these ways in order to balance out. On the other hand, Kellen can be sort of like stuck in his ways a little bit. And I like adventure and trying new things and coming up with new ideas. And so we also are good in in terms of being able to um balance each other out. I push him to try new things and take a little more adventure in our lives, and he kind of grounds me and pulls me back to reality when it's needed. So understanding not only how you show up, but then how that shows up with others can be really important in so many different cases in your personal life and in your work life, school life. So just being aware of that is gonna go, it's gonna take you far. And this when there starts to be friction with you in a relationship with somebody else, kind of understanding where your natural strengths lie or where your natural instincts and tendencies are could start to reveal that maybe the person that you're having the friction with, their natural tendencies are different. And so that's where maybe perhaps the friction is happening. And then trying to understand, all right, cool. How do we move forward and how do we work through this together? All right, let's talk about today. So we've been together for this is our 12th week. And so we're going to take some time to think about and reflect on all of the different learnings. We had a ton this semester. And then, like I said before, we're going to set some intentions for what we're going to do next. We set goals in the very first class. And we're going to revisit and think about those goals that we set, and then also think about, all right, what's next? Did we meet those goals? Are we still working on them? Are we changing goals? What do we want to do moving forward? And how do we start to take what we learned or continue to take what we learned in Youth Champions and apply that knowledge moving forward? Okay. Also, I'm realizing Kellen. My husband's name is Kellen, but Kellen, do you pronounce it Kellen? Is that, I don't know that I've, is it Kellen? Kellen Tabora? Or is it Keelan? Can you come off mute and say how to say your name? Keilin.
Kalin.
Colleen. Okay, thank you. Okay, my husband's name is Kellen. And he says Kellen. So okay, I was like, oh, okay. All right, well, awesome. Okay, sounds good. So let's go to the next slide. Well, actually, before we do that, can you go? Okay. All right, I'm curious to hear from all of you. If you think about youth champions this semester, what is one of the topics or one of the things that we've talked about that you can remember that comes top of mind for you? Feel free to come off mute. Otherwise, I'm probably will call on people if nobody comes off of mute. You know the drill. Okay. All right. We'll go to the next slide. I'm going to give you, we'll give you the hints, right? We'll give you the hints. Okay. So we started off the semester by talking about mindset and how that's really the foundation for everything. How you show up, how you talk to yourself, how you think about resilience and how you think about, amping yourself up is really important. Like, do you have a mindset around growth and that you can get better, you can improve, you can get through things? Or do you have a fixed mindset around, I don't think that I can grow? And that mindset of growth is such an important one to recognize. And right. And it's not sort of black or white. We don't always have one mindset or another. A lot of times we're sort of depending on the context, we might show up in one place or another. But if we have that fixed mindset, being able to understand, okay, how can I get into a growth mindset around this will help you dig in and overcome the challenges that you're facing. We also talked about stocks, bonds, and real estate. This one was heavy. That we covered a lot in 1 hour about stocks and bonds and the differences in there, what it's like to invest essentially in these different avenues, right? So stocks, we talked about the stock market. There's all kinds of different ways. Bonds, right, are a little more stable. And then real estate has also some positive and negatives. And there's all kinds of different places that investing your money shows up in the world. The next one was around understanding your paycheck, and what goes into a paycheck, all of the different details, where the government takes out money, why your check looks like it's a different amount than what you actually made, and seeing the taxes on there. The next one was being adaptable and making contingency plans. So, understanding that there are a whole bunch of things in life that are out of our control and that are going to throw a wrench in our plans, and then being able to understand, okay, this is going to happen at some point, and how do I make a different plan, whether it's in the moment or ahead of time, but being prepared and knowing that changes are going to happen. The next was battling indecision. So we talked a lot about different methods. And one of my favorite methods that I try to use regularly from this one is trying to really make lists and compare things and contrast them to understand, all right, what are the negatives and the positives to the situation? And once I write that down and can actually look at it, that helps me move to making a decision and gets it out of my brain from like rolling around all the time and actually down onto paper to make that decision. The next one's one of my favorite ones. So hop. Y'all, come on now. I can't read. Okay. Hope, optimism, and gratitude. So, gratitude. I'm so grateful for all of you. And gratitude is one of those things that I think the more you share your gratitude with others, the more gratitude will come back to you. The more we need gratitude, hope, and optimism in this world right now. And so the more that you can show up with hope and optimism, even in the face of challenges and fears, and hard things, that's going to continue to build that resilience and help you get through life. We talked about the four agreements. We also talked about mastering routines. So, what does it mean to create routines? Why sometimes is it hard to create routines and habits, and what are some of the tools that we can move into making those? We talked about extreme ownership and what it means to take responsibility no matter what. This one is really important. And you all had some really good examples where you shared how you took responsibility, right? Even if you might be working with a team, or even if it might be something that's out of your control, that you look at, well, what was my role in that? And how can I take responsibility, learn from that, and do better for the next time? The next one was business communications and landing the job. And so that was very much about your resume and different approaches to finding a job. I don't know that I talked about this one very much, but um, one, I think the biggest thing is building a relationship, especially in this job market. It's complicated right now. And so if you can make face-to-face contact with people and show up and put in extra effort and not just kind of send your resume online and like hope, or send the application online and just like hope for it. If you can actually make contact or email or call or show up in person and meet someone, that can go a really long way. The other thing is, as you get further into your career, LinkedIn is also a really great place for networking and staying in touch with people and learning about jobs and what's going on. And so, really getting onto LinkedIn, it's social media, but it also has jobs, and you can DM people. And I have spent a lot of time just reaching out to strangers that I don't know, but I'm like, hey, your job sounds really interesting. Would you spend 30 minutes on the phone with me telling me a little bit about your job? And most of the time I've had really good success. Sometimes I get ghosted, but a lot of times people are willing to say yes. And I'm happy if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm on there and I post not a ton, but I try to post regularly about the work that I'm doing out in the world. So happy to connect on there. And then the last one was the Colby, right? So what are our natural instincts when it comes to action? So, okay. We covered a lot this semester, and this is just in Youth Champion. So I can't imagine how much you've learned across all of the semester, across all of your activities and schoolwork. So the next workbook question, I'm going to give you a good 2 minutes to work on. So I want you to really take some time and think about all these different lessons and which one has had the biggest impact on you, and how have you used it in daily life? And so for some of these, I think there are cases where we might use them every day in our life, but others might not be every single day, right? It might be something that you take in for youth champions that happened in a specific situation, or something that inspired you in some way. So I really want you to kind of take some time and think about, all right, of all these classes, of all the work, what's something that I'm going to take with me over into this next chapter that's had an impact on me, um, or something that you've done over the last semester that you've learned in class that's been really helpful. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes for this one, and then I'll check back in to see if that's enough time. And can you all see all the different classes in your workbook question so you have a reference? Okay, can we go back to the last slide for everybody? You can see the workbook question still though? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So here's this just for reference. You can think about it. Okay, so 2 minutes in your workbook, and then I'll check in to see how you're doing. Okay, everybody, did you have enough time or do you want a little more time for your workbooks? Give me a thumbs down if you want more time. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Sounds good. Okay, let's go into breakouts. I want you to share with each other what you wrote in your workbook. What is something that's had a big impact on you that you're taking away from youth champions. So if our senior leaders and alum could lead those breakouts, that would be awesome. We're gonna do 5 minutes, and I want you to also ask each other follow-up questions, right? Everybody kind of share that initial, but then I want you to ask follow-up questions. So, if they share out something like, I really found that the stocks, bonds, and real estate session was important because I want to invest someday, ask them why they're interested in investing, or ask them, have they ever invested, or what's something that interests them specifically about investing, or is there a stock? So ask each other questions to kind of expand the conversation around these topics. Sound good? And I'm gonna be jumping in to the rooms as well to hear what you're all talking about. Okay. Sound good? 5 minutes, please. Everybody. Welcome back. Okay. I'd love to hear. I heard some really great ones in the breakout room. I'd love to hear from some of you about some of the things that have stuck with you and have made an impact. And Johanna, I know you were just sharing one with us. Could you continue to share that one?
For me, the battling indecision was the most impactful because I tend to overthink a lot. So with the methods that were shown, I think now, since I had practice interviews, um, when they were asking me questions, I was able to answer quicker and make a decision on which ones I wanted to speak about.
Nice. I love that. That's such a good awareness of knowing that you struggle with you can kind of sit in this indecision and then seeing yourself in a place where you're more confidently and more quickly answering things. That's huge. Nice work in the practice interviews. All right. Who else wants to share? All right. Okay, well, I guess it's my turn to start calling on people. Kimberly, what's up? Talk to me.
I also chose what Johanna chose of
Oh, okay.
battling a decision
Okay.
because I'm also an overthinker and I'm like I have a hard time making decisions also. So
Okay.
I learned to make a pros and cons list and then just go move forward with my decision and not overthink it and just keep moving forward and not back out.
Yeah. 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 That's another thing that can happen, right? Instead of making any decision at all, we just don't make a decision. We will step out of it. So good work. Good work. All right. Valerie, I see you with the fire emojis over here. What's going on in Valerie's world? What's made an impact on you with YC?
For me, it was adaptability and contingency planning.
Okay.
So it has made an impact on me because it has made me stay organized. By applying this on my daily life, have used a journal, an agenda that sets me on task and complete on my task on time.
Nice. I love it. I love the fact that you have this tool that's keeping you on track. That's amazing. Nice work. Andrew, what about you?
I chose extreme ownership because I didn't really take accountability for stuff, but after that lesson, I started to take fault.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Thank you for sharing, right? Thank you for sharing. And I feel like you had a really good example. Were you the one that shared the example around the group project and the egg? Or like,
Nah.
no, okay, sorry, that must have been, was that in this class or was that in my other class? I'm getting them confused, y'all. Okay, all right, okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so I love that one. And is there any specific examples, Andrew, that you've had over the semester where that showed up for you?
Not really. It's just that, just trying to build character.
Yeah, totally. Okay, cool. Well, nice work. That extreme ownership's important. Hugo, what about you?
I chose the four agreements.
Okay, say more about that.
Um, um, I chose it because the four agreements doesn't because it helped me not make assumptions and always ask questions first.
Nice. I love that. Okay. Not make assumptions and ask questions, right? Um, Assumptions are tricky. They can get us into trouble, right? And they can get other people into trouble too. It happens a lot. And our brain, right? This is like a function of our brain where we just can jump into assumptions without really understanding things because the brain wants to be efficient and it wants to get to answers quickly. So being able to slow down and ask questions and think about stuff is really good. Um, Helene, what about you? Helene, can you hear me? Or am I saying it wrong now again?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know you were calling on me.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Wait now. Okay, okay, wait. Okay, hold on. Actually, Eileen. Is it Eileen?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Eileen. And then we've got Colleen in here too. Colleen? Is that the right way to say it? Wait, where? Okay, yes. Okay. Eileen, will you please share?
Yeah. Um, I really like the mindset fundamentals
Okay.
class, and that kind of really stuck with me because it helped me grow and look at things in a different perspective and not always like go to the negative mindset that I tend to like have like instantly. So I
Yeah.
liked being able to see the steps to improve on that.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. It's really good. Really good. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Now, Colleen, I saw your hand go up before. Tabora, can you come off and share?
Um, yo creo que en explorando tus fortalezas naturales, ya que creo que con este tema a muchas personas, y me incluyo, podemos como empezar, no sé, a pensar diferente.
Gracias. Muy poquito español, el baño, yo quiero muy, muy, muy poquito. Okay. Uh, gracias though. Okay. All right, let's hear Jimmy, would you be willing to share?
Yeah. Mine, I put mindset fundamentals because ever since then I try to improve myself daily, and then I improve myself in my work life and my everyday life, like routine and my health.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Jimmy. Okay. All right, y'all. Okay, so I got to hear from so many of you, and I'm gonna review your workbooks too, but and we've got another big question. So I feel like I've got almost half the class on this question. I'm gonna hopefully hear from the other half of the class on the next question. So actually before we go to the next one, can we share Basha, can you share the first two videos from Instagram that I shared with you? So I want to share something with all of you that I'm working on, that I'm taking away. And it's really based in the mindset fundamentals of being able to get out of my own way and put fear to the side. And this video on Instagram came across my feed and I was like, oh, I like this reframe on life and looking at this. So if I could get that video. Okay. Thank you so much. Yep, this is the one.
Which is hopefully what I'll be saying after a few months. You know anything about me, it's that I love chasing dreams. All the dreams I'm chasing are full of no's. They can be so discouraging, but that's why I have to push through them. Here's my no journal. No! Forgot an S because it's not just one no. We're searching for 1,000 no's. I'm gonna fill these pages with 1,000 no's. And then every time I get told no, I'm gonna X off the no, and I'm gonna write down what I was rejected from or what I was told no for, and write the date by it. Now you might be thinking, Gabby, isn't this depressing? Yes, it absolutely is. What's even more depressing? Not following my dreams because I'm too scared to chase after them, because I'm too scared of the no's. If I've learned anything, it's that every no brings you closer to a yes. And if I only have 1% of making it, 1% of 1,000 is still 10. So that's 10 yeses, 10 opportunities, 10 who knows what's. And from not being scared of no's, I've already signed with a talent agency, landed a lead role in a play, been able to work with dream brands, and so much more. I'm gonna send in my voiceover auditions. I'm gonna audition for plays, TV shows, commercials, model shoots, all of that. I'm gonna compete in pageants. I'm gonna email hotels and brands and places all over the world, tourism boards. I'm gonna contact people about my drone business. I'm gonna do anything and everything I can. I'm gonna keep chasing rejection 1,000 no's at a time.
Okay, this is intense, right? 1,000 no's. She is going to try and get 1,000 no's this year. And what I loved about this is that rejection is really hard, right? Especially when we are doing things that we're really passionate about or that we really want to succeed in. No's are hard. And so what I loved about this video is that she is, right? She's shooting her shot in a whole bunch of different ways, right? She has been just going after it and being fearless. And so her goal is not just in the nose, but it's also the more no's that you get, the higher likelihood of yes that you're going to have as well. So the more you try things and the more you apply yourself or like shoot your shot at different things, you might not get a yes and it might not be a yes right now, but at least you tried and you know where it lands. And so I'm trying to embrace this a little bit more. I've gotten a lot of no's over the semester, y'all. I have been applying to speaking opportunities. I applied to TED as a speaker. Guess what? I got a no. I kind of expected that, but I applied for it. I wanted to see. Maybe they'll say yes. I applied to a whole bunch of different speaking opportunities and I did get 2 yeses. So I think I sent out a total of maybe 10 or 12 applications and I got 2 yeses, but I would not have gotten those yeses if I wouldn't have taken my shot at all of these different things. So I'm trying to get more comfortable with no and using the mindset that no doesn't mean no forever. No just might be right now, or no might mean that that's just not the right thing for me in this moment. So, one of the things that I can't remember who taught me this, but they said often that rejection is redirection. And that's something that I also try to carry with me is that just because I got rejected, that means that that just might not be the job for me. Or that might have been a nightmare, actually, if they would have said yes and I would have gotten into that thing. So having your mindset around just going after these things that you want to achieve and seeing what happens, like all of life is an experiment. And so I really hope that all of you continue to experiment. So I want to share this other video with you just so you can see some of the things that happened as a result of her reaching out and asking.
Time. So I applied for my Dutch passport thinking I'd get rejected, but they accepted me. So now I'm a Dutch citizen. I'm literally a dual citizen. I reached out to a bunch of brands about working together thinking they'd reject me, but now I get packages like this from Garnier and packages like this from Lancome. I submitted myself for a role with my talent agency thinking I'd get rejected, but they accepted me, so I got to be an extra in a really, really cool commercial. I reached out to a pageant company about being a title holder thinking I'd get rejected, but they accepted me, so now I'm the American Natural Miss. I am literally a national pageant title holder, and I auditioned for a play thinking I'd get rejected, but they accepted me, so I went on to perform in 11 shows. So please let this be your sign. In 2026, we're chasing rejection. Whether it's 10, 100, 1,000 no's, this is going to be our year.
Okay, so kind of crazy. And I'm not saying y'all should try and get your Dutch passport or be in a pageant or try and be an influencer. But what I am saying is that if you want something, try and go after it and try it in different ways, try from different angles, try from different people. And a no is just, it's just a no. It's just a no. And keep going and keep going and keep going. Okay. Let's go on to the next bit of this. Okay. So we've talked about this in so many ways over the semester. It's been through all of the lessons. Growth is not a single moment. It's a continuous process. We are always learning and growing. The second is that we need a personal vision. We need dreams. We need to kind of have these goals that help drive us through life. And that helps us understand this growth. And then to make all of this growth and personal vision happen, we have to have the habits, the skills, and the confidence as the foundation. And think of this not as the finish line, but this ever evolving journey. So every ending is a beginning, right? So we're done with youth champions, but that means that you're graduating onto bigger and better things, right? You get to take what you've learned and continue to apply that. Like I think about life a lot as having this sort of toolbox where I'm learning all kinds of different things and I get to put that in my toolbox and I get to pull that out in different situations when I need it. And so that's so much the beauty of growth and having vision. So for this next workbook question, we have, dun, 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 dun. Okay. As you think about what's next, what's one area of your life, could be school, work, personal growth, friends, family, hobbies, sports, where do you want to take the next step? And what's one action that you can take this week to begin on that goal? So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write in your workbooks, and then we'll come back from that after. Okay. welcome back, everybody. Okay. I think we're gonna just let's see here. Should we go breakout rooms? What do we got left here? You know what? Yeah, let's go into breakout rooms for 4 minutes and share out, and then we'll come back to the big room. All right, crew, 5 more minutes of our last YC. I'd love to hear from as many people as possible about what you're thinking about what's next and one action. So, okay, I'm gonna go, let's see here. Okay, Sherlyn, I'm gonna start with you.
I put that I want to like focus more on like work, because like I'm already like graduating and I don't have a job yet, but I want to start looking for like opportunities to work.
Nice. Thanks, Sherlyn. Good luck with that. Let's see here. Joylene, I know I get to hear a little bit from you in the group, but I'd love to hear from you in the big group.
I said I want to be able to get out my comfort zone more, and an action I can take to do that is by starting to talk to more people that I normally don't and taking opportunities that are given to me.
I love it. Thank you. Richard, what about you?
I said that one area of my life that I want to take to the next step is my courage.
Nice. I love that, Richard. It's so important. Jose, what's up? Talk to me. What you got?
One area I want to mostly focus on is communicating with others, such as like networking. Like I could talk to others and see if opportunities will come up.
Yeah, I love that. It's such a good one. Thank you. Jason, what about you?
Yeah, I said schoolwork because I feel like when it comes to schoolwork, I get very lazy. So I think
Okay.
just getting rid of that mindset of like, for example, today's Friday, I wouldn't have to do anything.
Yep.
I
Yep.
think I just start doing stuff. There's always a day you can get something done.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Right. Fridays count too. I know I'm on the grind here. I'll tell you what, it's 2 o'clock in Cincinnati right now, and I've got a lot of things to do, and it's nice outside. I could go outside and like not work, but the work's gonna be there on Monday. It's still gonna be there, and then my pile's gonna be twice as big, and I'm gonna be twice as mad on Monday. So I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna keep working. Um, let's see here. Okay. I know, oh my gosh, I know we're getting really tight on time here. I am so sorry I didn't get to everybody. I was hoping to. I want to leave you with a couple things. Oh, I'm going to be a little late today. Basha, I know. Look, can I show the astronaut? Can we show the astronaut post, or do we not have enough time? Oh, you're on mute.
Yes, Megan, we can show that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, okay. I also saw this post and I wanted to leave you all with this post. So, right now, I'm the right there. There are astronauts in space that went the furthest away from Earth that has ever happened. And one of the astronauts, I saw this post, and this is talking about the most surprising trait that Christina says helped get her to the moon. So if you can scroll through, it's not just intelligence and technical mastery, it's flexibility, the ability to adapt, to help others, and to be cool to be around. So this is a story where someone took her surfing and she didn't have the suit, she didn't have the board. She borrowed somebody's suit from the beach, grabbed a board and just went with it even though conditions were not great. And that's what makes a person excellent enough to go to the moon. It's not just brilliance, it's not just technical skill, but it's someone who is present, someone who shows up, it stays in the game, they're easy to be around, and they're fun. And they're fun, right? So being enjoyable is also very important. And I want to just say I have enjoyed being with all of you over the semester. I'm super pumped for all of you in this next chapter of your lives. And please don't hesitate to reach out on LinkedIn, stay connected on LinkedIn with me. You can find me under Megan M. McClendon on there. Thank you for helping me build an awesome summer playlist. I made that while y'all were in breakout rooms from the songs you put into the chat. So I'm going to jam to that and think of you all. I know we've got a couple announcements. I'm going to run through them really, really quick. So please finish up your workbook and get that in by the end of the day today. Please do the survey too. Oh no, it's blocked. You're kidding me. Okay. Basha and I are going to talk about how to get this to all of you. Okay. Okay, good to know. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Okay, we'll make that happen, and I'll make it collaborative so y'all can add to it too. Okay, so get your workbooks in. It's all the way. You don't have to do it until next Friday, but just finish it today, right, Jason? Like just finish it today, get it in, hand it in. If you know anybody that's interested in youth champions, the interest form is going to be up and applications open in August. Please spread the word with folks. We'd love to see more smiling faces in YC. There's a summer book club. Apply for that. There is a sash from Youth Champions you can wear it to graduation, to the YC graduation. You can either pick that up or there will be a deliverable to Banning as well. Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this semester. It's been such a pleasure. I've loved getting to know each of you. Now go out in the world and absolutely crush it. Keep up the good work. Get through this semester. You got it. For those of you that are graduating, huge congratulations. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Thank you for hanging out with me. All right, come off mute, throw some emojis up. Let's get some love going on in here. Congratulations, everybody. Oh, thank you, Miss Finley. And supporting you next. I'm full support of you, Miss Finley. Thank you. Thank you, Kimberly, Valerie. Yay, Jason. Thank y'all. Oh, it's been so fun. Stay in touch.